Tens of thousands of people in Rostock protesting the upcoming G8 summit there, which will begin later in the week. Frederick Pleitgen joins us live by broadband with more on this violence, which is far more than many of us expected, Frederick.
Absolutely, Stephen. I talked to police officers earlier today, and they were telling me they thought that the protest today would be absolutely peaceful. They say they saw no sort of indication that it could ever turn to this. But what we have been seeing for the past 2.5, maybe 3 hours is massive clashes between police and violent protesters here. We've seen the protesters throw rocks and bottles at the police officers, and we've seen the police officers sort of charge them, also using a water cannon truck. We've seen armored personnel carriers. What's going on right now is that the police is moving in and sort of trying to cordon off that area, not letting people out right now, trying to arrest as many of those as they have identified as people who have actually been causing trouble. Now, I've spoken to the police chief here only a few moments ago, and what he was telling me is that he believes that of the tens of thousands that were here, they're saying there's up to 80,000 protesters here is what the organizers are saying. The police are saying 25,000. But he says there's up to 2,000 violent radical protesters amongst those who are the ones who have been causing this violence. And basically what they've been saying is that what these radicals do is that they go in, infiltrate these groups, try to throw the first rock, throw the first bottle, and try to get that riot starting, and then hope that sort of snowballs into a larger riot. And it seems to be working here, Stephen.
Now, these are people who come from all over Europe, apparently, Frederick, whenever one of these summits is scheduled, because they believe that the G8 nations are actually imposing hardships on the developing world. Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, we've seen people here from Denmark, we've seen people here from the Netherlands, from the UK, from France also. There's people here really from all over Europe. There's also people here from Australia and the United States. So they do come from all over the world. And really, this protest here today was supposed to be the big anti-globalization kickoff demonstration for the G8 summit, which is going to start in just a few days. And what the organizers here were saying, they said that they would keep this protest peaceful, but it would be very highly politically charged. And of course, they haven't delivered on that, on the promise to keep it peaceful, because they have been infiltrated by those radicals who've started these fights. Now, in the past, Frederick, we've seen these gatherings begin with damage to property, especially to shops of companies that are global companies, like Starbucks or McDonald's. You know, they smash the windows, trash the stores. But in this case, it appears that these protesters began right off the bat attacking the police, not just properties.
Absolutely. They were going after the police right away. It started sort of as a standoff between sort of a row of police and demonstrators, and all of a sudden that first bottle flew, then that first rock threw, and before you knew it, it was a full-blown melee, a full-blown riot. And what we've seen here also is we haven't seen so much violence against, as you say, Starbucks or McDonald's, the big global chains, but we have seen cars on fire here. We've seen people destroy the pavement, use the pavement to throw it at police officers. So really a lot of damage being done to basically whatever these violent protesters can find. And of course, in many cases, that is the police officer. And over 100 police officers have been injured here in these clashes, and many of them severely, the police tell us.
All right, we are grateful for those details as things unfold in Rostock, Germany. Frederick Pleitgen, thank you for joining us here. Once again now to New York City, where we're getting additional details